Bonsoir, hello from Cape Town, South Africa, and we are with a Cameroonian. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Olga Yand from Cameroon, and I am the woman Black African founder of Wazi Eats.
Wazi Eats. Could you describe the problem you're trying to solve?
Yes, Wazi Eats is a story of resilience. It's about all the people, who hustle for a living. They are very informal. They do not have access to technology, and then we have built platforms so they can get included.
So you help mainstream maybe people in the informal economy, is it?
Exactly. Okay. Our platforms are really targeted for those communities who hustle on a daily basis. They do not have a system to organize their supply or their sales. They do not have a market. So we offer them platforms so they can supply themselves, from a stable source at maybe at a negotiated price. And then once it's optimized, we can aggregate the demand and resell to the general public.
So, could you explain for people that can't imagine this, what does it mean to be in the informal economy? And doesn't it also mean that you are part of the population that might only have a flip phone? So you're not even, doesn't your platform have to work with things that are not smartphones?
Yes, you've called it out. There's a huge lack of infrastructure on some part of the world. So some of our vendors, they do not have a smartphone, or if they do have one, it will be a very basic one. And that type of phone cannot have a mobile app, or let alone a web app. So what we do is that we resort to other sources such as WhatsApp extensions, USSD, SMS even, in order to capture them into the server of the system. So we make sure that they are included any ways possible, the best way we can.
Well, what's an example of an informal economy worker? Are we talking about people who show up to fix your clothes or clean your house? Is it that kind of people?
I mentioned to say we are a food tech, so we have a food focus, and I will describe my grandmother. She used to be a street vendor, a Bayan Salam. So she will go to the market every day, get supplies, and get supplies of raw materials according to what she will find, availability and price. So she will never be able to plan anything. And then she will stand outside for hours trying to make ends meet and ensuring that the daily production will be sold off. So it's really a hardcore in mind when I designed the whole platform. But it's a case of 300 million urban, peri-urban, and rural Africans. It's a situation for them also.
I think you just helped us to understand this. So let's picture your grandmother. She shows up in a market. There's vegetables and maybe some meat. Am I picturing it correctly? That she shows up in the morning not knowing what will be in the market. She's going to make some food, and then is she going to try to sell it on the street? Is that how?
Yes, our vendors come back to us saying, I couldn't make that meal that I've planned to do yesterday because, tomato, the price was too high. So they had to change. We always have to adapt. If there's one thing that you learn in Africa is resilience and adaptation. So they always have to adapt. And what we want is really stabilize the supply chain. So we need to find them a tomato vendor who is also a smallholder farmer and an informal vendor that will be able to really provide for the tomato regardless. We agree on the price, we fix the transaction, and regardless of the time, you should be able to really find your groceries or what you need for your activity. So there's no supply chain for the informal sector because they are being informal. And also, let me add that they are cash intensive. So everything they do comes from a cash transaction, whether it's buying or selling. So through the app, they are able to exchange without cash, which is a very key point.
So I'm trying to picture this. Are they really going to do it? Do they use it? If I'm part of the informal economy,
they're doing it. The first time we approach is like, what do you want? Go away, I'm busy.
Exactly.
That's how it goes.
And it's like, I'm trying to imagine. Let me try to make this. I'm sorry to interrupt, but somebody was telling me, the way it works here, if you want something to work, you got to actually hire a few people to walk around and show people, look, this will save you money.
Yes.
So you literally hired people to walk around and say, hey, let me show you.
I am the first acquisition person. I have the Bayam Salam DNA, so I'm the first person to go and recruit. So the first round of acquisition is very groundwork. You have to go there, convince. And we have our ways. I'm a buyer and seller, so I do what they do. So how we capture them is, first of all, send them orders, because what we do is increase their revenue. Don't forget, we are there to help them grow and also strengthen their economic resilience. So the first thing we do is send them orders. It's a new source of revenue.
Bingo.
No one will say no to that.
So
after a couple, they're just on board. How do I do it? Show me. I want to join. And then they are ready to step up and get more and more onboarded on digital platforms.
Okay, now this is making a lot of sense. Okay, so this is the part I wanted to ask you about.
Yes.
Who are the buyers? I get that you got street vendors out there hustling and trying to make some food and sell it. And what, you get restaurants to place orders? Is that who are the buyers? Are the people at home who don't want to cook?
So first of all, it's an inclusive platform. We don't exclude anyone. Of course, we have built it for the informal sector, but if you are formalized, we have formalized businesses also on the platform.
Right.
All right. The buyers, I think my best buyers are the bank employees. They will eat every lunchtime on our platform.
And they don't want to waste time.
They don't want to waste time. So mainly employees, not only bank. I say bank because bank is quite a big thing. It's the big chunk of our customer base. But any type of employees. But not only, we have the moms. They are tired. They want to cook for the day and they will order the family meal.
Amazing.
Yes.
This is beginning to make sense. So you're like the Uber Eats for places where there's an informal economy of street vendors.
Yes.
And hey, so I got to ask a question that's going to sound so stupid, maybe.
Tell me.
Do you need a disclaimer? Because sometimes people get sick. Now, I've been very lucky. I've eaten African street food, and I know it's fine. But anywhere you go in the world, a few people are going to get sick.
Okay.
If this were in the United States or Europe, there'd be all this, oh my God, what if somebody gets sick or dies? It's not an issue? It never happened? Or
No, it's an issue. It's the street food. So,
it is. All right.
But we have, we are prepared. It's not.
So you just put a word in, hey, look, buy at your own risk?
No. We support them. The aim is to support them, not only to put them on the market and make money out of them. So we offer them food safety training.
What?
Yes. Yes, it's a full support. I want them to grow.
Wow.
Yes, and increase the resilience. So they go through a food safety training, and for some of them it could be just industry norm training, because if they're only packaging, transformed products, so they go through it, and it's a prerequisite to be on the platform. I cannot resell to the general public without looking and ensuring that the food is safe. It's a prerequisite. And let me add you something on it. Food safety, we have a norm which is called HACCP. It's an international norm, right? But so my grandma, she already used it. They know. They will wear scarf, before going into cooking. They know how to wash, and they know all the steps, So this training is mainly for those who are quite newbie, and they take it as an opportunity to ensure that they do it the right way.
I'm so glad we're talking. I'm sorry. By the way, a few lessons. If you're watching this, still congratulations, because that's unusual. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You said, you got a YouTube channel? Let's do an interview.
Yes, I want to be on.
I want to be on it. That was literally your words. And I was like, all right, let's see what happens. I now really love your business idea. You're here. Were you one of the pitchers today?
No, I was on the panel. Yes,
Okay. That's right. You were on the panel. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted.
No problem.
I remember now. I walked in towards the end of the panel. So that's my excuse. My big question for you is, are you looking... So there were a bunch of people pitching from Togo, and there's some awesome ideas, and they want
great
the amount of money to support them is like $75,000, and that's like a dream come true for them.
I've been with them for the whole week. I'm very inspirational. We also have a couple of mentees, and I keep telling them, your idea is not only for Togo. You need to look outside of it. It could be a global solution, and your ask is too low,
Or at least for Africa.
It's too low. It's true that in Africa you have to lower your ask in order to be taken seriously. Even so, I need $1 million, but I cannot say it. Otherwise, you'll be like, who does she think she is? She's just arrived.
This is what I was getting to.
Yes.
It sounds like you have such a good app. Are you already profitable internally?
No, it's not. No, but we are profitable at unit level. So every single transaction is bringing money. And then, of course, we have the development costs, server costs, so many marketing costs, additional costs.
What's your shortfall in the last year? In 2024, how much do you think you're going to be at a loss?
About like 20,000, something like this.
$20,000
Yeah,
and the amount of transactions?
We've had 10,000 orders.
10,000 orders.
10,000 orders.
How many years?
Which is exceptional. I don't know if you realize for a business that just started
I'm
without
clueless, actually.
organically
Yeah.
with groundwork acquisitions.
Yeah.
We did 10,000 orders. We've passed that a long time ago. So now we are trying to scale. Leave the organic side. It was very good. It was a nice ride, and now we are going to scale properly.
How many years have you been working on this?
It's a project that is over 2 years old.
It's not that long.
It's not long.
And 10,000 you did basically in 1 year?
In less than a year.
Less than a year.
Yeah, in less than a year, and without proper marketing, it's just word of the mouth. Because we were working on the supply side, so no need for marketing.
Yeah.
But now that we have enough onboarded vendors, now we are looking to scale. And now the work is starting in terms of marketing, branding, visibility. So we got started now.
I just realized we have this background noise. I'm going to shut the door of the kitchen where we're recording. We're at an event, and joys of interviewing without a clown.
We will have to edit it.
You never know, but I just put the raw thing up there in case anybody wants to see how it's done. The big question is, you really need $1 million. How much are you asking for these?
No, I'm asking for anything between $300,000 and $500,000, knowing that there's been a friends and family round, or we had a small grant. So it's likely that we could raise in between 300 and 500. Of course, I would love $1 million. So maybe we're looking at, because we are looking at equity. It's equity first of all, but we could be complementing with debt. So with debt, it's possible that we get more.
If you had that, it's all going to go into customer acquisition?
No, elevator platform. So we want to make it extremely scalable. First of all, yes, a big chunk will go to marketing, acquisition, branding, all the work, and then also expansion, because we are early and this is time now to test the model elsewhere. So expansion will take some of the budget also. So maybe Cape Town, South Africa. Yes.
And you're pitching, you're part of the Launch Africa ecosystem.
No, not Launch Africa.
Oh, sorry, Africa Arena.
Yes, I will pitch at Africa Arena on the 4th of December. I will be one of the startup pitching for funding. Yes.
All right. So I didn't expect to get into. Actually, what percent of the company are you? This is such a tough question.
Tell me.
Let's say somebody is willing to invest $100,000. That might be between 1/3 to 20% of your ask. What percent of the company do they get for that?
It's 10% up for grab for the $500,000, which is very generous.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in other words, and I'm still here.
So I've done some angel investing, but I suck at math, and it's not my strength. All right, so here we go. If you get 10%, if you come up with $500,000, you get 10%.
Yes.
Then times 10. You think that your company is worth $5 million? Is that right?
Yes, it's not valued at 5 million today because we did that very basic valuation. No?
Yeah.
We don't lie.
Yeah. So what do you think? You think your valuation is?
No, the valuation is safe. It's a safe valuation, but of course we are worth more than that. Of course, yes, but the valuation is like 1.5, something very safe.
Today it's 1.5.
Yeah, something very
But you're
safe.
saying 10% is what you get for $500,000.
For $500,000.
So doesn't that imply a real value of the whole company at $5 million?
Yes, as I said, you have to come quietly. You cannot come with big amounts and say I'm worth $5 million after 9 months operation.
Right.
You have to come quietly. So yes, I have a valuation that is just analytics, I think economic fundamentals.
Yeah.
So, but definitely, I think we are worth in the mark of the $5 million. Definitely.
And then let's say that somebody wants to fund you for 2-3 years and then exit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that there's some company out there that would buy you? I mean, would Uber Eats, would Amazon? Is there some French telecommunications company that would buy you? Like, was it MTN in South Africa?
Yeah, in Cameroon also.
Also.
Yeah.
Would they buy you because they see you as a natural extension of their data and cell phone service?
The good question. First of all, we are looking for patient capital. We are not going to turn around in 2 years. As I said,
5
we
years,
work in the
6,
food. Yes, food, so we don't lie. We are honest. We are
Yeah.
not going to turn around in 2 years.
Yeah.
We don't know
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
don't expect it to be. So we are looking for patient capital,
Right.
impact capital,
Yeah. Yeah.
not commercial capital that want to turn
That
around
want
at
the
all
max.
costs.
Yeah.
Yes, first of all, and then in terms of acquisitions, I think I'm very free. I am the solo founder, so I can give direction to it.
Yeah.
I'm very free. Telco, I don't see telco getting involved in that type of strategy. Maybe they will support, but
Well,
not buy out.
But why wouldn't they? It seems like a natural extension of what they want, which is more customers.
Yes,
they want
but
more people using it.
They will do it through partnerships, So we are looking at partnering with them.
Okay.
So to be included in the platform, to become one of the, let's say vendors, marketplace.
Yeah.
Buying, I don't see a telco buying us. It could be a private acquisition, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
It could happen in a 2 year, but I think the price won't be right after 2 years. So I think very likely to be in around the 5-6 years.
What
Yeah.
about, I'm going to get the name wrong, and David, forgive me. Ayoba? Is that the platform that
They
works?
have a nice. I like Ayoba.
And they're trying to
It's
do
a very good
everything up.
platform. Yeah, they do everything up, and that I like the everything up. But we are food focused.
Yeah.
That is thing with us. We are very food focused.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the thing is we are partnering with those marketplace, meaning that I can come with an informal vendor offer on Ayoba, on Uber Eats, and like that informal, that the mama sector, so you can get traditional food or fresh products. So you go on Wazi Eats. I could be a partner of this marketplace.
WAZI, was
Yes,
it?
was it's open, okay, in Swahili, so I love it so much. So we have the green light.
Wazi, it's one more time. In Swahili it means?
Openness, or
Open.
okay in
Wazi.
slang. I was told in Kenya in slang,
Okay.
when they want to say okay, they say wazi.
Since you're using Swahili, but you're in Cameroon, Swahili is not spoken in Cameroon, is it?
No, it's not. We just loved it so much, We love the word. It's so powerful.
And doesn't it imply that you really do want to be all over Africa? Because you see that the informal economy is everywhere.
Africa, South Asia, South America.
You're thinking global.
Informal, So
Could it work for a hot dog vendor in Manhattan?
It could work for a hot dog vendor in Manhattan.
That
but
some
they are-
banker doesn't want to leave the office, so he makes sure a hot dog is
That would
delivered?
be great, but they are registered. It will work for the, in let's say in Paris, there's a lot of mama who will cook from home.
Really?
So yes, informal sector is everywhere. It's not an African Cameroonian solution,
Yeah.
it's a global one.
Yeah.
So that's why we need to really push it.
Is anybody else out there? Have we done a competitive analysis? Is there some Asian version of this that's out there?
I've been told I didn't, go through it, but there's an Asian version, definitely. So we just have them to compare the market because one app cannot do it. So we just be there and always look for them. I think the hardcore will go to those region and attend it, those users and attend it. The invisible actors were there.
You know what's interesting is that it almost, have you found that if you can say to an investor, yes, there is somebody else already doing this in Asia, that actually adds credibility to what you're doing? It's not diminishes.
I was giving that advice when you mention your model, you need to make sure that you quote a very well-known name. I don't know any, so I think I will become the well-known name because I don't know any well-known.
The Uber Eats of the informal economy?
Yes, it's not
To me, that
different.
works.
No, because we're so different. Uber Eats is just the delivery.
Just
like
delivery,
Wazi Eats is just your marketplace. The commercial name.
What the amazing thing is that you're actually improving food safety. That's actually
Yes,
so
definitely.
impressive.
It's embarked. We have
And
partners.
that's a whole other question: is how do you actually make sure that somebody is doing the
Yes.
training, passes a test?
Yes.
How do you actually? Because there's so many ways that people cheat on tests.
It's up to the individual, of course. So it's a free trade. It's up to the individual. So what we do is provide the training. They sign some, charters with us.
It's online training, right?
It's not for now it's physical, but as we are going to scale, we are going to digitalize the certification, so it's online. And then what we will do is control, and then the best test is via the customers. They know it didn't look right, so they will give us feedback. But in order to avoid that, we'll just do some control auditing and control testing. And control, but then it's up to the individual. And as I said, what I had in mind is my grandma. She will never give you any bad food, So we need to. That's the profile, and we have in mind people who care, the way we care.
Okay, two last questions. From what I know about Cameroon, you're either from Yaoundé or
Guess the best city in Cameroon, Douala. Deido Douala.
Sorry, Yaoundé.
I'm a Deido girl, so Yaoundé.
If we do a short version, I know how to make this go viral. Yaoundé, did you hear that? Somebody just said
I
Douala's
love
better.
Yaoundé. We are going to come to Yaoundé, but you know Douala is fish. And Douala is Douala. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, but you know what? Step up, right? Throw some shade in the comments. It helps things go
Yaoundé is
viral.
a great place. It's very clean.
And the other last question is, you're a founder. Did you ever learn how to code? Because what I've always wondered is, do you need to know how to code?
You need to know.
You can't just found something and hire somebody.
SQL, I know VBA, I don't know how to code properly, but I'm going to learn because you need to be in control. You know, any startups don't do anything that you cannot control. So I think it's my shortfall is that I cannot code, so I have to rely on a third party. So I will learn how to code. As simple, maybe I will not know it in full, but I can give direction to it, especially as we want to scale properly. We need to ensure we have the best tools, the best AI. So I'm going to, qualify with more AI capacities.
You're now you're getting into the
Another question?
My research. I got to do a research presentation. I wanted to do it on AI. What does a food? Your app, what does it have to do with AI? What do you need?
Discussed with a startup today.
Yeah.
There's a high illiteracy rate amongst my community. So they will need to use AI, for example, like some voice recognition, some AI, some language recognition to go faster.
So people can
you say something in language and you will just do, throw it. You tell your menu by voice in your language, and then your day is set.
I want a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
But so isn't it off the shelf AI, or do you need to actually set it up?
I will set it up. I will.
You're not going to use like some pre-existing like ChatGPT.
No. We of course we'll be incorporating because AI is just a big word, but there's so many models behind.
So, we
are going to combine. Yes.
Primarily though, it's speech recognition, or you're trying to do pattern recognition.
Chatbot, speech, pattern. Of course, behavioral models.
So you can predict what's needed and tell people what's the best time of the day to make what.
Exactly for our journey also because we are delivering. So to optimize the best journey. So AI is going to be there, and also to automate our own operations. So that as a business we are going to use AI more, and of course in our algorithm.
All right.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody's hungry, but go ahead and have a snack. You've been watching for 22 minutes now, precisely.
If people are still
thank
you so much for listening to the story of resilience, the story of people hustling every day, and then how we can provide them with resilience, economic growth, productivity, and development in some ways.
And what we want to do is thank Olga, thank Wazi Eats, but also thank the people that brought us together.
Yes.
Christoph, Nafi of Africa. Danielle, anybody else that you want to thank?
The whole team of Africa Arena, Thomas also, the GIZ also, whom I'm there because of them, thanks to them.
That's the
German corporation, yes, so they are quite present in Cameroon. So, and the founders also, because I get a lot, I feed myself a lot with the other founders, from other startups. So thank you for the whole ecosystem.
And thank you for also being a mentor to these Togolese because they're something really good.
They're so good.
I know.
They are so good. They just need to ask for more money. They need to go push more. Like we do in Cameroon, we hustle. That's my word, right?
Yeah.
So you push for partnership, for relationships, funding. You go for it.
I love it.
So the Togolese, please do it. Don't stay in your corner. Go for it. Yes, definitely.
Lazy is not the word that comes to mind, or disorganized. Professional.
Yes, of course.
The right kind of polite pushiness, just like assertiveness. Like I want to be.
I said, what do you need to be? What do we need to be on that interview? He said, you need that. So I said, can we do it? Yeah. If it was a no, it was like, okay, goodbye.
I was like, let's see where this goes. I have no idea. And you were absolutely. This is. I want to use a curse word. Perfect. It's blank perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I know I always forget to do this. Can you help me go viral? What do we need to say at the end to make it viral? Or will you just share it with people? What do you think?
I think I said it anytime. We in Africa, we are learn how to adapt, find a way. We don't have roads, we're going to find a way for logistics. We don't have electricity. You know that sometimes we work without network, electricity. We collect the phones, or we go downstairs. We always find a way adapt. Agility is key to succeed in an African market. So yes, go for it. And be yourself. Always stay true to your value, your morals. Be yourself all the way, and you will succeed.
All right, well, I'm going to direct this video to you, and we'll see if that helps this video on this channel finally go viral. I interviewed somebody, and he asked at the end, "How many followers do you have?" And I said 256 at the time. He goes, "Oh, you mean million?" I'm like, "No, 256." You mean hundreds of thousands? I'm like 256.
It's like a list of them.
We're finally over 1,330 dear viewers.
Already,
yeah.
Well, what you do is more important than the number of views. That's why I say stay true to yourself. Keep doing it. Whatever. If you have one follower, is enough. Me, that's how I see it. And even when we do as it is, it's like people are asking us for traction revenue. It's like I don't, I'm a financial. I come from a financial sector, so I know a little bit of digits and figures analysis. But it's not what matters to me. It's the impact. The vendor that will call me and say, "Thank you so much for the monthly revenue," and that's what I do it for. And then the revenue will be generated out of it, it will come through.
All right, well, I'm just going to keep making these videos.
Until you reach a million viewers
and maybe one day we'll look back and these were the early days, the early struggling, hustling days. All right, with that, how do you say goodbye? Do you say au revoir? Do you say, because Cameroon is dual lingual.
Yes, French, English, or
what's your name? What are you more native French or more native English?
French
and
speaking.
And then you have a tribal language or the local language?
Yeah, there's one, but I don't speak it, so don't embarrass me.
So we'll just say goodbye. Au revoir. Merci for watching. Cheers.
Bye.